Thank you for being here.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to be here. Always.
Yeah, man, we have not done a good Zoom like this for the peoples in a long time, and so
Oh yeah, it's been a
yeah,
while. Yeah.
it's been some time. So I'm excited to have you here. So for all those that are uh learning of Coach AM, I affectionately call him Professor X. I actually call him my personal Professor X. Okay. And you just got to be familiar with the X-Men to understand because
Hmm.
that's just it. I mean, you're gonna have to Google it, look it up, or watch the movie to understand how extremely powerful and incredibly awesome Professor X is in the X-Men series. And the Professor X don't work with everybody.
Ah,
He has a special
this
group.
is true.
It's a special class of superhuman individuals with some
There we go.
extremely special skills. And
Yeah.
so I am an X-Men. I mean, I'm one
Yeah.
of them. Now, my skills, they come into play when I need them. But I need somebody like Professor X to help me wield them properly. You know, and
Hmm.
use those superhuman abilities. And so that's why I refer to Coach AM as my personal Professor X. But I guess one of his many titles could be, definitely is, the Chief Breakthrough Officer.
Hmm.
Okay, he is the chief breakthrough strategist. He is great at what he does, and I'll say this before I give him an opportunity to fully kind of introduce himself and his work. I did not believe in coaches at all. And I've said this before, I did not believe in coaches. Okay. I had built a big business and I did it without a coach. And I felt like coaches were popping up every weekend,
Hmm.
people who just say they coach people. And I'm like, need a coach for what? Like, what's the point of having a coach until I had one? And until I experienced for myself what it was like to have really the right kind of coach. And I'm going to let Coach AM kind of explain why coaching is important to individuals that are building businesses and leading organizations. So I'm going to start first though and have you, Coach, just introduce yourself. Kind of what kind of work do you do, and how did you get into doing this kind of work?
Oh wow. Okay. First of all, let me just say it's a pleasure to be with you. It's always good to be with you. Every time we get together, we create amazing stuff. And I it's been a while. So the people who are watching and looking at this, if you are in for a treat, in for a treat. As it pertains to what I do, um, you use the analogy of X-Men and calling me your personal professor X, which I receive that. Like anytime people take ownership of you like that, you receive that. But that would that denotes that denotes that you're working with people who are exceptional at what they do. They're really good at what they do. Their only flaw is that sometimes they tend to get in their own way. They get in their own way, and it's justifiable. So it's justifiable. So as you grow bigger, as you build organizations like yours, and you start building 7, 8, 9 figure businesses, decision making becomes more complex because you're not just dealing with you. You're dealing with an entire organization. You're dealing with a team. Your decision making impacts more than you. When you're a solopreneur, hey, if you make a mistake, it's just cost you. When you have a team, man, you go to bed, it's payroll. It's man, I gotta let people go. It's I gotta downsize, or it's time to increase teams. It's time to like I need more out of that individual. So decision making becomes exceptionally more complex. So what is the greatest asset? What is the greatest asset to a leader like that? It's the way they think. It's like, and what do they need more than anything else? It's like strategic guidance. Because if there would be any superpower that I, as Professor X or Chief Breakthrough Officer, would have, it is helping leaders think in a way that unlocks their next level. helping them to think in a way that causes them to look at things differently and approach it differently. Leverage leader. I'm the founder of the Leverage Leader program, and leverage is defined as the use of something for maximum advantage. And
Yeah.
that couldn't be more applicable than to the way my business started. For those who don't know, my business started in a hospital in a bed-bound condition, having been told I had 10 days to live. It was that at that moment that I heard God clearly tell me something in my life can be leveraged to create something that I wanted. So at that point, leverage became one of the biggest words in my life. It became a very big word in my life. And I just started pouring everything that was in me out of me and giving people what I needed. And sure enough, that ended up turning into a client in a hospital, in a hospital bed. Now, be clear. Did you think I did any marketing and promotions? Nope. Did I do any advertising? Nope. Did I have an offer? Nope. Okay. But one of the most powerful um, verses I'm learning to love in the Bible is, and God was with him.
Come on, Joseph.
And God was with him.
And God was with him.
You know, so when you operate from a pure conviction of knowing like this is purposeful work, and we're going to delve into some of that today. But like my whole business is breakthrough. It's all breakthrough. And we're talking about business breakthroughs.
Yeah.
And so today what I'm looking to do is to help you rethink the way, rethink breakthrough.
Yeah.
And so that you can apply it in your life
Yeah.
and not only apply it, but sustain it. But I'll get more into that.
Yeah,
I don't want to give it away too soon.
don't give it away too soon, but I definitely have to go back to the one thing because you are certainly also the leverage leader, okay? And you said something that I hope you guys caught, which was your I guess it was what God spoke to you in your condition, right? In your condition, and it was there's something that you have in your life right now that can be leveraged to get you more of what you want, right? Something like that. Is that how you said it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was internal. I will go back to add this for context. The doctors had came in and told me there was nothing else that they could do. They told me that, my only chance of surviving was I was going to have to make some internal changes. I was going to have to make some changes inside. And I took that to mean the way that I thought about myself, the way that I thought about the work I do, the people that I help,
Mhm.
the community that I serve, immediate family and beyond.
Yeah.
So I had to really go inside and literally, make some changes from within.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that had to change was the way that I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now I champion that. I champion that in helping people think in a way that unlocks their next level
Yeah.
through the power of leverage, of course.
I love it. And leverage is the use of something else for maximum advantage. And I think that
And
word,
that is key.
yeah,
That is key because it did not say the use of something for advantage.
right.
It's the use of something for maximum advantage. So if you're not getting maximum advantage out of your efforts, then your leverage is limited.
Mm-hmm. So give
It's
us an
limited.
example. What's an example of the use of something for maximum advantage?
It's the leveraging of your strengths. So like you're unique, so unique that there's nobody else that has your DNA on the planet.
Right.
So that's often defined as prowess, right?
Mhm.
Like your unique way in doing things, communicating ideas, your unique perspective, your strengths, your abilities, all those things are your prowess.
Mhm.
Okay. When you operate from that strength of knowing that, hey, you might go out there and find somebody else that does something in this field, but they don't do what I do. Okay. And your ability to understand your own value, communicate that value, create value for others, and then capture more of the value that you're creating from that person. That's what it means to maximize your leverage.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And that thinking, the scriptures is true, right? As a man thinketh in his heart, so
In his heart.
is
Yeah.
he. And I think the Amplified says, as a man thinketh, so is he to become. And so that is your thinking and your mindset is just, it's so key to unlocking what's next for you. So talk to me a little bit about this breakthrough consultation, this breakthrough strategy, and what does breakthrough look like in business? I heard you talk about challenging the limitations of leaders. And I think one of the major limitations is, again, how we think about how to operate our business. And there are plenty of people who just associate, I need a breakthrough with, I need a financial breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just need a financial, if I had the money, everything would be well.
Yeah.
If
So
the money would just come on and get here, we'll be all right. What do you say
I
to
have
that?
to give credit to one of my indirect mentors, Dr. Mike Freeman. He said, the power to define is the power to fulfill.
Yeah.
So for many of us, breakthrough is the problem, specifically the way we're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You see, for many people, breakthrough is envisioned as a dramatic moment of realization, discovery, or transformation,
Okay.
much like a caterpillar metamorphosing into a butterfly. But if you know anything about the process of the caterpillar becoming a butterfly, it's not some dramatic moment of realization. It's more of a process.
Yeah.
You see, that whole moment,
Yeah.
dramatic moment or event is looking at transformation as an event, all right, or breakthrough as an event. That actually requires immense energy, focused will, drive, and an unyielding, relentless determination to overcome an obstacle or some significant barrier in your life. However, trying to achieve business breakthrough through this lens could actually be more of a burden and a potential danger. And I'd like to take a moment to explain what that is. I'm answering your question, but I'm kind of like providing some context to it as I go
Oh,
about
yeah.
doing it. So what does this look like? So there are pitfalls to breakthrough. Traditional breakthrough, the way we've conventionally looked at breakthrough. And that's the whole notion. I'm just going to provide three of them. One is unsustained effort. So people want these explosive breakthroughs, and you talked about financial breakthrough and all of these things. We want to achieve breakthroughs and stuff in business, but these explosive breakthroughs require unsustainable levels of resources and
Mm.
effort. Unsustainable levels of effort and resources. Like you're going 1,000 miles. You can't do that for long periods of time. And so they do this, and people take massive action. Like, they think that the concept of just taking action, period, is what's going to create breakthroughs. You just got to keep pushing. Just keep pushing the envelope, keep pushing the envelope, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. But they do this because they're trying to feel like they're keeping the fire burning, Serena.
Mm.
And the truth of it is, you're not keeping the fire burning. You're actually burning yourself out. You're burning yourself out. And you're not just burning you out, but you're burning your team out
Mm-hmm.
because they're trying to push themselves to their limits as well. And so this intense effort towards trying to overcome this obstacle may end up turning into some form of long-term neglection and strategic goals and overcoming and actually your overall well-being. So unsustainable efforts is a significant pitfall of traditional breakthrough. I think another one, well, I mean, like, am I free to share
Oh,
another one,
please,
yet
please.
another one?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so it's the whole short-term gain versus long-term gain thing. where we are seeking this dramatic breakthrough. And like, if I do this, man, I'm going to get this money right now. And so we focus on short-term gains. And so you might get a short-term gain, but actually you're still falling short of creating the kind of stable foundation that's needed for sustainable growth. And that's what it's all about. It's all about sustainable growth. So many who focus on the short-term gain are very reactive.
Yeah.
They're very reactive. They focus on firefighting, chasing fires, putting out fires, chasing clients, just full-time firefighters. Very reactive, riding the roller coaster of revenue. The biggest challenge for them in their business is the lack of predictability. No predictability in the business whatsoever. And so they're constantly trying to chase the next big win. And then when you get it, what happens? You fatigue. You're ready to go lay down somewhere because it took everything in you to get that one effort. The problem is you got to start over and do the same thing next month. Right? So that whole short-term gain versus long-term stability is a true pitfall of traditional way of thinking about breakthroughs. Is this good?
This is
good so
good.
far?
This is good. Can I ask something right here? Because I think, you're talking a lot about the process, right? The process of this transformation. And I think it's easy to confuse. I'm creating recurring revenue with I have a sustainable process or strategy that's producing predictable results. Like it's a different way. Like you're talking about how we're thinking about the business, because you can still have recurring revenue, but be thinking along the lines of, I have to do everything in order to do anything. Right.
Very much so. But the thinking is really coming from the meaning we're given to breakthrough.
Okay.
It's the thinking like, oh, I need a breakthrough. You don't need a breakthrough. You need relief.
Right.
It's like a whole different concept.
Yeah.
But what we really call breakthrough is really a moment of relief.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're looking for. But breakthrough is, that's why we perceive it as this dramatic event. Oh boy, if I just had $1 million, or oh boy, if all of this stuff just wasn't in my way anymore. And one of the things, Sirena, which I think, like I dwell in the area of mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like it's everything. Change your mindset, you can change your life.
Change your life.
So one of the biggest challenges in this area that I incurred early on in my business was the thinking that once I hit a certain level, all these problems were going to go away. They were all going to go away.
Right.
Oh, once I got to 10 million, I'm not going to have these problems no more. Well, there's some truth to that. When you hit 10 million, you don't have those problems anymore. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. When you hit 10 million, you don't have those problems anymore. Now you got bigger ones. Okay. So it's like we have to embrace that adversity is normal. People process adversity like there's some special case.
Yeah.
We talked about me and my situation, building the business from a bedbound condition. Listen, people, having adversity, it only proves that you're normal.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about your condition. It only proves that you're normal. How you respond is what makes you exceptional. Okay. So once we get to the place that we can accept, that's $1 million nugget right there. Adversity is normal.
Yeah.
It's normal. It's not going to go away. But your ability to respond to it is what makes all the difference in the world. And your ability to become aware and move forward is breakthrough.
Yeah.
You have to see it. You got to change the way you look at breakthrough from being some dramatic, profound discovery or event to a strategic, systematic, a strategic way of thinking, a process of how you get through. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to break through and be back in August, right? I don't want to break through in July and be back in August. So break through and be back, that's just not the way of thinking, right? So you want to be able to sustain breakthroughs. How about having a breakthrough that lasts?
How about that?
So the way that you do that is you have to play the long game. And the long game is strategy. The long game is I got to change the way I'm thinking about this thing, right? So we talked about the dynamics of unsustainable efforts, short-term gains over long-term stability. And then there's lastly the risk of misalignment. And here people pursue breakthroughs uh, by differentiating or by actually veering away from their core values and vision.
Hmm.
So you move forward, but you're not doing, it's not aligned with the whole vision and value that you have. And so what do you end up doing when you realize that? You start resenting the business.
Yeah.
You start like you don't even want to look at it. The computer becomes some enemy. Like you don't want to look at the people that you got to work with. You know, it's like, oh God, what's her problem today? You know, oh gosh, what does he have to say now? I don't want to look at the emails, those 10,000 emails I got. I'm doing everything I can to muster the energy to get out of the bed. And then I have to use as much energy to drag myself back to it because I don't go to sleep anymore. I just pass out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, all of this comes from a misalignment of
Yeah.
core vision and values.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to remember that the business was never designed to replace life, it was designed to support the life that you want.
Yeah.
So, we, you know, in the leverage leader methodology, the focus is more on seeing breakthrough as a balanced and sustainable way to achieving, you know, breakthroughs and achieving the growth that one desires.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of focusing on explosive, high energy transformation, we actually focusing on leveraging a person's, a leader's, a company's unique strengths and strategic alignment as a catalyst for that growth. And so we use a 5-step method, assess and align, address your systemic issues. We call it your BS, which oftentimes is your belief systems. The systemic issues that are keeping you stuck, stagnant, and in a place of limitation. We focus on showing you how to architect breakthroughs,
Yeah.
which is all about building the path to breakthrough methodically,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
then applying and optimizing, you know, consistent application and optimizing, you know, the process. And
Yeah.
then lastly, amplifying your leverage. Because boy, that's when it gets fun, right? When you can hit the multiplier
Yeah.
because you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So now how do I hit the multiplier on what I'm doing? And that within itself creates these quantum leaps
Yeah.
of growth and things of that nature. But I said that it's really the way we think about breakthrough that creates the problem. So to your point earlier, the breakthrough strategy consultation is really designed to really take a look at, okay, if a person says, man, I'm trying to achieve breakthrough. And I'm like, what are you breaking through?
Right.
What is it that you're breaking through? Do you know what you're breaking through? What are you breaking through? And what does that look like for you? Like
Yeah.
I'm very interested in knowing because in many cases, what hinders us from achieving breakthrough is the way we're thinking about it.
Yeah.
We don't even know what we're trying to break through.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, like what is it that you're trying to break through? You have no idea. So you can't achieve it because the power to define is the power to fulfill. If you don't understand what it is, you know, then it's going to be very difficult to achieve it.
And I think that's what you do masterfully is help
God
us.
be the glory.
Yeah. Is to help us define what it is. Cause I mean, and I'm super transparent, you know, when I came to you, let me tell you, I had all kinds of, I needed all kinds of breakthroughs. And all I could say was, I know I'm not supposed to be here. Okay. That was like the most I had. I ain't supposed to be here. And something is missing. I'm not doing something right. Nothing that I'm doing is working. all of my efforts are leading to almost nothing. And I have no idea why.
Yeah. So, and here's the key about all of that. When that's the resolve, any action will do.
Yeah, exactly. Any action would
Any
do.
action will do, but it really
Mhm.
don't do. All it does is create more dues,
Yep.
balance dues, past dues. It just creates more dues, and you
Light
pay
bill
more
due,
dues.
gas
Yeah,
bill too.
yeah. They got a church song about that.
Uh-huh.
You know, how you gonna pay your rent? You gonna spend all that other kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, beautiful song, by the way. But I'm just saying, like, when you're at a place where any action will do,
Mm-hmm.
then you're already in a really tough place.
Right.
And one of the biggest challenges that you told me,
Yeah.
and it was interesting to me, was like, well, what does he mean? Address my BS. There's nothing wrong with me. I've done this. I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on the cover of this magazine. I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
I built two multi-million. I was just like, what? What do you mean my BS? I don't have any BS. And I didn't say anything to you about it. You questioned yourself, but like, okay, you did all of that, but now let's look at this. And how's that working out for you?
Yeah.
Again, maximum advantage, right?
Yeah.
If you're not able to get what you need
Yeah.
out of the business
Yeah.
to create the freedom, the flexibility, and the fortune that you want, your leverage is limited. I want you to have leverage without limits.
Right.
So therefore the key to having that is how you process breakthrough, how you go about achieving breakthrough, how you architect breakthrough.
Yeah.
You can architect your breakthrough. It don't have to be something that you're waiting on the Lord to give you. I'm waiting on my breakthrough. You
Right.
can architect your breakthrough. You can do that
Absolutely.
particular thing.
Absolutely.
So, I think it's the understanding of how we process breakthrough that really limits
Yep.
our ability to achieve what it is that we ultimately want.
And you have to have someone who understand, like, so for me, going back to what I said earlier about how I didn't even believe that a coach was necessary. I'm like, for what?
Hmm.
And what coaching does, and listen, even single person sports have coaches. Okay. Tiger Woods has a coach. Serena Williams, the best of the best athletes, have a coach, and they're not even on a team. It's just them. And so for me, I know when we first started having these conversations, because I was definitely addicted to the hustle. I couldn't
Mm,
even, that's all I knew. You know what I mean? We gonna hustle, we gonna grind, we gonna, secure the bag wasn't the thing, but that's what I was doing. I
yeah.
was team no sleep, you know, I was all of those things. And I was addicted to that intense effort, gets me big results. And then I would be able to celebrate for a moment. And I'd be like, okay, guess I got to go at it again. Intense
Yeah.
effort, gets me results. And it's like, wait, there is a more excellent way. you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
there is a more excellent way. And I think you started challenging me on, why are you doing that? You like, what are you saying to yourself to make you believe that this is the way that this should be? You know,
It's so interesting that you say that because many people, one of the things that I've noticed to be one of the most challenging things from going from being an employee to being an entrepreneur
hmm
is the programming,
hmm
right? So hey, I got my own business, right? But we apply the
hmm
programming of an employee. So you, the way you advanced in a job, you wanted to make more money. What did you do? You
no.
traded more time,
hmm
right? And yet we've been so programmed to think that that's the way we advance, that we go into business and, hey man, I'm 17, 18 hours a day. Hey, I'm getting it. You getting what?
Getting
What are
tired.
you getting? And the fact that you do it so much is that like trading time for money is the antithesis of leverage.
Right.
It's like It is the arch enemy of leverage. When you have expertise, you take your skill, leverage your skills, talents, abilities, and gifts, and you achieve far more with less effort.
Yeah.
And that's so big. And I just want to say this too. You talked about I didn't believe in coaching.
Yeah.
And so you came to see the, what that looks like. This is what I got from it. And it's probably gonna make a lot of people say ouch, who may be feeling that way. When you say you don't need coaching, you're saying I don't need guidance. And the only time you don't need guidance is when you're not looking to do anything meaningful.
Ouch.
When you make the decision to do things that are meaningless, you no longer matter. You're just mass taking up space.
How about that?
So the mere fact that you seek mentorship, you seek coaching is because you're intentional about doing something meaningful.
Yeah.
When you became intentional about doing something meaningful and embraced coaching, what did it do for your business?
Yeah.
When Jordan had the right coach, he was freakishly good,
Yeah.
right? But as good as he didn't know how to win championships. To your point,
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, Serena, Williams, all of these people, they wanted to win championships. They wanted to do something meaningful.
Yeah.
You don't hire a coach to teach you how to do mundane stuff.
Right.
You hire a coach to teach you how to win championships.
Yeah.
I don't train people for rudiments. I train people to win big.
Yeah.
I coach people to show them how to win big. And that's what leverage is all about. It's about winning
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
And so, but
And
I
when
could do that all day.
and
I
when
just
you're in
wanted to
it,
bring that up there.
for sure. And as a business owner, when you're in it, it's hard to see what you can't see. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, like when we talked about addressing your BS, and I know you breezed over it. My goodness, that right there, just address your BS by itself, your blind spots, your backstory, and all your stuff. And there's a bunch of them. I didn't even know that any of what was playing in the background was impacting how I was being right now. I was living in the past, trying to operate in the future. I was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I was doing things for recognition, like for the applause only.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because that did something to me. But what we ended up finding out was that's because, girl, you got a value problem. you know
Yeah. I mean, that's again, it's because here's the thing. And this became, it's another ouch moment. I'm sorry, I got
It's
several of them.
okay. It's okay.
A very dear mentor in spirit to you, both you and I, Dr. Bill Winston.
Mhm.
He said that God will never pour himself through a poor image.
Say it again.
God will never pour himself through a poor image.
Mm.
So when we don't see ourselves the way that he imaged us,
Yeah.
and we try to start talking to him, do you know that in certain cultures and times that kings weren't even allowed to address people who were not in royalty? When they spoke through
Yeah.
a person. They did not directly address, they didn't talk to, because these people were not considered to be, you know, regular citizens. They were lower rated citizens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when we don't see ourselves the way that we're supposed to see ourselves, when we don't understand our value, when we don't do that, then we're basically telling the world we're lower rated citizens.
Mm.
We're lower rated citizens.
Yeah.
And when we're asking God for things, it's like, no, I take care of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I take care of my kings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the King of Kings. I'm the Lord of Lords.
Mm-hmm.
And you coming to me like you don't know me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't. If you're gonna come to me, you got to believe that I am.
Yeah.
So like in that whole piece, I don't get off into that. But again, leveraging your strengths, one of the core strengths you have is the way that you think about yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you don't think about yourself the right way, then why should anybody else think
Right.
about you? If you got self-esteem issues, then why should anybody invest into that? You don't ever see people talking about, oh, poor machine, you're so out of order. Let me put this money in you. Why? Because they know they're gonna lose it.
Right.
And many of us wonder why we're not getting clients. We're not doing that. Okay, it's the way you're looking at yourself.
Yeah.
Why is my business not growing? Why is not it? Because look at the way you look at yourself.
Yeah.
Look at the way you look at yourself. Like who wants that? Like I don't see anybody that's like, oh man, oh boy, I sure want. No,
Yeah.
yeah, that you're so out of order. Let me just put this money in you.
Right. Right.
It's not
I,
gonna happen. It's not
yeah.
gonna happen. So, again, and well, you know me, like
Yes.
I present things like that because what I want ultimately in situations like this is for people to use the currency of attention. I
Yeah.
want you to pay attention. We may never do business together, but please pay attention.
Yeah.
That's so important because I want you to walk away. I want you to experience breakthrough today.
Yeah.
And maybe at that breakthrough is, you know what? I never thought about it that way.
Right.
And I need some help. I need some help right now
Yeah.
because if I continue to keep going down this path, I'm driving down a dirt road of disappointment, and the detour sign is right up the road,
Yeah.
and or the no, like there's no more. You
The
can't go
dead
further.
end.
Like the road, like dead end.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Dead end. And
That's
I'm
right.
like, I don't want to wake up dead ending. I want a new beginning.
Yeah.
When I get up, like I got to see myself the right way. And I got to get the help that
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
so that I do see myself the right way. Like I've grown to appreciate coaching as something like, man, there's no way in the world I'm going to do this without coaching.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's extremely important. If you're really committed to doing something meaningful, how do you not have a coach?
Right.
How do
Right.
you not have a coach? If that's all you want to do, just go to the Y. You don't, what you gonna be on the NBA team and you don't need a coach? Like what kind of business is that?
Yeah.
So you want to play big games, you want to play in the big leagues. You don't get there without coaching. And
Yes.
I'm talking about the right kind
The
of
right.
coaches too.
Right.
So yeah.
This is so good. And the reason why I wanted Coach AM to be here and to just share with my folks, because I'm about providing value, and I try to do for other people what I wish somebody would have done for me. Okay. I do. And in some cases I do what other folks have done for me, making introductions and giving me, good connections, right? People that I can connect with that can help me advance and help me move forward. And I know that that's who Coach has been for me. And I know that he definitely works with a select group of X-Men. Like that is just his thing. He works with the X-Men. I just happen to be one of them. But more recently, he has been doing some work with other business owners and those who have not yet had a taste. And I love anybody with a mission, right? Coach definitely recognizes that there are people today, right now, that might be listening who are like, I do want to coach. Problem is, can't afford one. The good ones are way out of my price range and all of that. And we already know that's a mindset problem, right? That whole statement, there's a mindset shift that needs to happen. And that's kind of what starts to happen in a breakthrough strategy consultation call with Coach AM. And I know you've been meeting with a small group of people recently, and this is gonna air, and you'll see it when you see it. If this offer is still available, if an opportunity to work with Coach AM is still available, when you see this video, there'll be information in the description. But having someone that can give you a comprehensive like evaluation of your sales and marketing and your operations and your financials and your leadership and team dynamics, like that is there, you can't put a price tag on that, because that's the kind of stuff that catapults you. Like, that's not the kind of stuff that helps you kind of get to the next thing. That's the stuff that catapults you. And I know, Coach, that is what you're doing with your breakthrough strategy consultation calls at this time. Is that about right?
Yeah. So literally what I'm providing people is again, there are a many there are many entrepreneurs that like they are really good at what they do, but they're getting in their own way and they don't know how they're getting in their own way. Um, and we can talk about, hey, when you make your next 10 million, your next 20 million and all that, and it's like, oh, like I hear you, but there is such a gulf between what you're talking about, and I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to pay this month's payroll, or how am I going to get my next client? Like, how I hadn't landed a client in so many months. Like, how do I just can I just get something?
Right.
Like, I'm trying to get something moving forward. I need to get this happening right now, and they need some immediate help, right? Because they they're too close. They're taking action at the problem level. Einstein said you can't solve a problem on the level that it was created. So they're constantly they're at the level of the problem trying to solve the problem.
Can't do it.
So you have to elevate your perspective so that you can be able to take action on the problem at a different level than at the level that you created it. So the breakthrough strategy consultation is a consultation. It's a 90-minute consultation where we take an honest assessment of where your business currently is.
Mm.
We take a look at, what it is that you're trying to do. What do you believe is keeping you from achieving it? And then actually kind of show you what's going on that you can't see.
Yeah.
And then help you to identify the right actions that you need to take going forward.
Right.
Now, it's a one-time consultation. It's a one-time consultation. So you walk away with that plan to show you exactly what's going to be needed, what you're going to need to do for the next 3-6 months of your business. I give you that plan, you take it, and you move from there. You have it. So there's no long-term commitment attached to it.
Yeah.
At all. It's really designed to give you something that you need, the clarity on the next steps, create an actionable plan for those people who say, you know what, I'm not in a position to really pick up any real next level, like high ticket. I can't really afford that, for whatever reason. It may not be a money thing. Maybe it's a time thing.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time to be meeting with a coach every week or every other week and trying to listen to a bunch of courses or watching stuff. And I don't have time for that.
Mhm.
So the breakthrough strategy consultation is where you get my direct eyes and insights on what's going on in your business. And I know the value that I create for people. I know the kind of people that I work with.
Yeah.
So, I don't haggle on that. It's a one-time consultation for a fraction of the investment, a very modest investment to help you to achieve more of what it is that you want.
Yeah.
You got that in place. If that's something that you feel like, you know what, now I can do that. That's something, then this is for you. Like the breakthrough strategy consultation is for you. I don't know how long it's going to last. And I'm not saying that to try to promote scarcity or anything like that. I really just don't know how
Right.
long it's going to last. But what I can say is that there's a gateway, there's a door of opportunity. And I believe for some people in your audience today, not everybody, but there's some people in your audience today that if I could just be candid, Serena, there's some people who have prayed and asked God for some help. I mean, some real help.
Yeah.
And they don't want no, don't tell me something I already know.
Yeah.
Tell me something I don't know. I need a path to breakthrough.
Yeah.
And I believe that this is the vessel of answered prayer. Not, like this consultation is a
Yeah.
vessel of answered prayer for people. And so if that's you, then you want to take this, you want to, you know, take advantage of this consultation because, these doors, these gateways are open, but
Yeah.
they all, as well as I do, they have time. You
Yeah.
know, they open for a while and then they close. It's open right
Absolutely.
now.
Absolutely. And the reason why I thought this was important for my audience, which, the audience, my audience is primarily those, looking to do business with the federal government, or those that are, kingdom driven entrepreneurs looking to build and do business in partnership with God. Like those are pretty much my two audiences, right? And I meet and talk to and have so many, even students in my online school, who the problem is not finding the contract. The problem is not getting the opportunity, getting to the opportunity, getting a win. That is actually not the problem. You the problem. Okay, not even you are, you the problem.
How
I'm so
about DA?
serious.
You the problem, right?
You the problem. Because the truth of the matter is you've had opportunity after opportunity. Okay. You've had money before. Like this is not new, right? But the common denominator is you. And so when my mindset changes, everything changes, right? Like we said earlier, change your mindset, change your life. Okay. And so it's not so much that you can't find the opportunities, it's probably a little bit deeper than that. And I would go as far as to say you don't understand your value. You certainly may not understand how to communicate your value. And therefore, you're looking in low places for high results and it ain't working. It's not going to work. That's going to always be the problem. And so I know when to call a specialist. You know what I'm saying? And for me, Coach AM is a specialist. Like you need a specialist. You know how you go to the doctor, you got the repeat thing going on. Eventually, they're like, you know what? We're going to make a referral. We're going to refer you to the specialist, the person that just studies this. Okay. This is their specialty. This is what they do. And this is who you need to talk to. And that's kind of what I'm doing. That's why I bring certain folks to my audience, to have these kinds of conversations, because many of you just need a specialist right now. And Mama Sirena can't be on the phone with you for all your breakthroughs. Okay, but get what you need for your overall business, and some of these other things you're going to discover the giant that's in you. And when these government contracting doors start opening, you're walking through them without fear, without trepidation, without worry, because you're showing up in the room like you were meant to be there because you found out that you are. Like those kinds of things, you have to get that on the specialist level. And then as you come back and start approaching these things, you can approach it with fresh eyes, with fresh strategy, with fresh ideas, with just a fresh perspective. And I think that'll transform everything for you. So I'm honored, Coach, that you have taken your time today to share a little bit with us. Nuggets were dropped. I mean, gold bars all the time. And I love the way he talked to you. He just be like, all right, you want to roll around in that mud? That's up to you. We could put a carpet on it, but that ain't going to change that. That is a mud puddle. You stay there if you want to. It's just because he's clear about his mission, and what he does, and I love it. I love it, and it's been transformational for not just me, my team, my family, my everything about my life has been transformed as a result of my encounter with Coach AM. And so I am blessed, and it's an honor to share you with the people. Okay.
I consider it an honor and a privilege to even be here. I think what I really would like your audience to understand is my being here is a reflection, is really demonstrates the heart that you have for the people that you serve.
Sure.
I know personally that you labor for the people that follow you. I know personally that you go into deep prayer. I know that you spend hours on your face in front of God for these people. But it, like you really do. And you do every effort, you make every effort and every intention to add value, to give them what they need in the form of a solution for where they are. And I think that's extremely important, because there are a lot of people that want, they can see that, oh man, Sirena, she's done this, she's done that, and they want that. It's not that you're saying you can't have it. It's that I understand the process that you need to take in order for you to take advantage of what I'm giving you.
Yeah.
And so if you're really serious about, believing that Sirena can help you get there, then take notice. Take notice of what she has made available to you today in this interview, because if you're wanting to get closer to that, she's basically said, this is how you do it. She's sharing her resources. I mean, things that, with people that she's invested time, energy, resources with.
And money,
and she's only
lots of
telling you
money.
that. And yeah, she's only telling you that because she's
Yes.
done it herself and seen results come from it. So, if it didn't give you that, what would be the purpose of the introduction? You're not giving people introducing to something that was a money drain on you or a time drain, but this was something that added value to you.
For sure.
And I can tell you, like, the fact that she even has me here, this demonstrates her heart, how much like she really does care about your success. And I'm honored to be able to help these people reach and position themselves for the high mark.
Come on,
if you will,
in your business, for the high mark in your business. You better know it.
I love it.
So thank you so much, Coach. Thank you. I tell my audience all the time, I don't teach you anything that I heard or read or just thought about. I teach you what I've done, what I'm doing, right? And so this is not somebody I found on Instagram. This is someone I have had long-term relationship with, and I can vouch for. Okay. And so it's an honor to be able to introduce you to them. And there'll be information about how you can contact Coach AM and his team wherever you're seeing this video, be it in an email or on YouTube. We'll make sure we put the information right in the description, so you'll be able to connect right away, and his contact information and everything will be there. Okay.
Hey, I love it, man. Make do or breakthrough. We've laid the table before you. It's up to you now. It's on you.
Say it again. I mean, these bars: make do or breakthrough. We set the table before you. It's up to you what you're gonna do. Is that what you said?
Didn't mean to rhyme. It just happens sometimes. That's it.
I love it. Come on, make do or breakthrough. Which one you want to do? I love it. That's you know what? That might be the title of this video. Make do or breakthrough. Well, that's all for today. And you guys have an amazing day. See ya. Was that awesome or what? I told you you were in for a treat. So I need you to do a couple things for me. First, share your greatest takeaway in the comments below. Second, hit that like button, okay? And then lastly, check out our description box. There are goodies in there for you. So I'll see you on the next video. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.